If there's anything wrong with your country, any incident that is probably bad and that's happening somewhere, we tend to blame the prime minister or the president. If there is a big victory, the country has won the World Cup in a particular event, then all credit goes to the captain. Why do leaders stand out this way, and why do we look at them in all of these different ways? In this video, I'm going to tell you about what makes leaders different and how they stand out and how that applies to your life. What's salient is important, and what is focal is determined to be causal. What if you walked into a room and then you saw a bunch of red pegs all over the room? Just a bunch of red pegs all standing out, and then you see one white one sticking out. Where does your attention go? It goes towards that white peg. You disregard all of the red pegs that may be present, and your focus is completely channeled towards that one white peg. Why does this happen, and how does it apply in your life? It's this very interesting concept that I came across not too long ago, and basically it spoke about what is salient is determined to be important and what is focal is determined to be causal. This concept basically stood out to me, and I thought about, how does this apply in day-to-day life? And we look at all of these important events going on in our own lives. We can see that business, sports, and school performance, this holds high relevance. Has your principal ever walked into your classroom and then suddenly everyone stands up? Why does this happen? It's because the environment, which may be chaotic or maybe really quiet when class is going on, and suddenly the principal walking in, it suddenly changes the dynamic of the environment. It immediately triggers this attention within us that we have to direct all of our focus towards that person who has walked in, because that person wasn't there previously, and now we have to adjust our mind, or we have to adjust our thought process to the person who has just walked in. Why does this happen? It's because of this concept that I was just talking about. Now, in your own life, where does this apply? Leaders are going to be the focal point in any given situation, and whether it comes to sports, business, or school performance, they hold a very important role. They have to really do well at whatever they do. Whenever you look at something that is going wrong somewhere in the country, the first thing that you do is you find a meme somewhere on the internet, and that has the Prime Minister's face on it, and you have the incident next to it and saying that this person has done nothing about it. Why do we do that instead of maybe blaming the local state government or the person who actually committed the act or some other circumstances? It's very interesting, because when we look at leaders, we regard them in a high position. What sets them apart is because they are such important people. The acts they do, the kind of value we attach to them, that is what makes them different from maybe someone else who is at a lower position. Now, you look at CEOs in a company, the same rule applies. If the company is doing really well, who does the credit go to? It goes to the CEO. And what if the company is doing bad and the business is falling apart? Again, goes down to the CEO. You look at a captain of a cricket team, and that person is performing really well, immediately the team performs really well. If the team is failing miserably, guess what? Who's going to be blamed? It's going to be the captain. This is what it comes down to. What is salient is important, and what is focal is determined to be causal. So we drive our focus towards something that is different from all of the other things in the environment, and we drive our focus towards that, and immediately our attention somehow makes us feel that even though there may be circumstances that explain the situation a lot better, can possibly give us a more rational explanation as to why things are the way they are, we still drive our focus towards the leader. The leader is the one responsible. If the leader fails, then the team is not to blame. It's the leader always. This relationship is really important, because as a leader, you need to stand out for the right reasons. You have to bear a lot of weight on your shoulders. You need to see yourself differently. If you're a leader in your current space, whatever space that may be, you have to lead your team in the right fashion, and you need to stick up for the right things. You need to stand out from the crowd. You need to create a perception. You need to create this brand image of yourself that you are somehow different, and you have to constantly keep working on yourself. It doesn't stop with, one day of work, because people are looking up to you for various different reasons. And this applies very strongly in our own lives, because when you look at the larger perspective, a lot of people really are depending on you. Your thoughts, what is going on in your life really matters to these people. Because if something happens to you, then the perception of what they have of you completely changes, and it takes seconds for this to happen. Look at someone in our own country, like Virat Kohli. Whatever is going on in his life is really important to us. We hold that person in very high regard. We look at someone else, some of the other players in the team. Maybe they're important, maybe they're superstars, but in front of the leader, the person who is standing out and leading the team, they really don't carry that much weightage as much as someone like a captain. When you are leading a team, it's important to drive your focus towards exactly what you want. You need to be accountable, not only to yourself, but also your entire team. I recently made a video on accountability. Check it out, hit the I button. You definitely want to see that and learn about how accountability plays an important role in how the team performs. So getting back to the point, if you're a leader, you need to understand that you are always going to be at the center of focus. You are going to be what determines the performance of not only the team, but also everyone else who's around you. What they think of you, it may not matter to you personally, but it really makes a difference in terms of, how they perceive the team that you're leading. There's this important concept that I learned. What you're doing is not a reflection of everything that's around you, it's just a reflection of you. So if you're a business person, your business is doing well, it's a reflection of you. It's doing badly, it's a reflection of you again. If you're leading a sports team, that's a reflection of you. You cannot drive the focus away from you, because you are psychologically salient, and visually people are going to see just you. So start thinking about this a little differently. Change the way in which you lead your teams. Start thinking about how you go about performing on a day-to-day basis, because people are always going to keep looking up to you. So if you're a leader, you need to stand out for the right things and keep going towards what you want. Once you keep doing this, people will start following you as well. That's how it is. That's the kind of strength of being a leader is. And remember that you are playing a very important role. Your activities are what determines a team's success. So if one member has the potential to fall, if the king falls, so does his entire army. So remember that one. And if you're planning to become a leader in your life, comment below and tell me exactly how you're planning to go about this, and whether you're ready to actually carry the reins of leadership, because it's not an easy job. It's not for everyone, and only a select few have the capacity and the potential to actually do it. One of the reasons why a lot of companies, a lot of government officials, and a lot of people in powerful positions are not able to lead the country or do their job properly today is for this very reason. They cannot carry the reins of leadership. They do not have the potential to be a leader. And if you have the potential to be a leader, prove it. Prove it by actually showing that you have the ability to lead from the front, that you can stand for the team, that you can be accountable even though there are going to be negative perceptions of you. There are going to be people who say, hey, this person is accountable regardless of what's been happening. That's the kind of power you carry with you. So keep that in mind. And if you want to see more videos, check out all of my videos, because I am putting out videos on a daily basis just for you. I know this concept may seem a little difficult for you to understand, But trust me, once you start thinking about it, that's how it is. Remember, what is salient is important, and what is focal is determined to be causal. So if you manage to take out the leader, everything else falls apart along with it. If you found this video useful, make sure you leave it a thumbs up and tell me what you thought about it down in the comment section below, and tell me what you want to see in future videos, because I am dedicated every single day of the week to making you the best version of yourself by having you perform better, motivating you and empowering you in almost every area of your life. So if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications. This is Vikram signing off, and I'll see you in the next session.